comedian and podcaster Andrew Schulz, who is on The Brilliant Idiots with Charlemagne the God. Been doing that podcast for years, as well as Flagrant 2, which is the podcast in question right now, because he was recently mentioned on Kendrick Lamar's opening song on GNX, Whacked Out Murals. Of course, interpreted it as he was talking about him when he said, "Don't let no white comedians talk about no black woman, that's law," can be generally interpreted to mean multiple people, of course, but for some reason, Andrew wanted to take it personally. And so he decides to respond on his podcast, Flagrant. Let's just say he wasn't ready for the response he got. Of course, he took the angle that he was going to, do something to Kendrick, take away his manhood, buck break him, if you will. These jokes have stirred quite a reaction, particularly from Kendrick's fans. And that's one thing you cannot control in any of this, is the fan bases. People love Kendrick, more than just people in LA. This internet got everybody messed up. It's your job to make jokes. It's your job to go out there and be provocative, but there is a line. And obviously Andrew has crossed that in the fans' eyes. Kendrick remains silent on the whole issue. But let's just take a look at what Andrew's response is now after he made his very bold and confident response to Kendrick's alleged line at him.
Don't be surprised if he goes crazy. Listen, some of the Kendrick stans have been posting shit like telling me they're gonna take out my family on like pictures of my child, my daughter. God. You surprised by this? This is the nature of the game.
Yeah, social media.
Yeah, social media. It's like, but
right. So you shouldn't be surprised about it either. You knew this going into it, Andrew.
He says that line. He says that line. His parent, his friend, some of his fans. The majority of his fans don't do anything. The majority of his fans are just like, they like hip hop. They think he's a great musician. But the most extreme ones, on a picture of my 8-month baby, are going, "You better take security everywhere because I'm coming for your whole family." And this
wow. Now see, that's something he couldn't expect it. He couldn't expected it to go there, right? He thought it would be, just make a joke about, having a fight with Kendrick and in a jail cell and doing some things to him that he shouldn't be doing. He wanted to say that and keep it real comedy, but everybody ain't out here playing. Everybody's not out here playing. And there's some people that are disturbed on this internet here. I hope Andrew knows that now.
This is like multiple. Crazy. So to me, that person, I don't blame Kendrick. We can't control what our fans do. But that person, I go, "You're talking about my kid, man. Like, I have to screenshot you, know who you are, and if I ever see you,
you can't play with it. Yeah, you can't play with it. No, I'm with you. 100%. That's why I don't feel no remorse.
So he's got to take that seriously. It's not a joke anymore, right? It's not a joke. Kendrick doesn't have to take you seriously based on what you said you would do to him. Is that what we're getting from this? That's what I'm saying. Like that one statement in particular where he goes,
"You're talking about my kid, man. Like,
you're talking about my kid, man." So now the line has gone. So I wonder if Andrew Schulz knew this was a possibility, if he was ready for it. He's been on Twitter, still making jokes, still cracking jokes, still trying to keep it lighthearted in his mind, but he should have known better than go out there and say that. And like I said, this internet gets you too comfortable. People out here saying all kinds of things about people. And, granted, we don't want anything to happen to your children. People out here who got some sense, but you can't stop what these millions of people out here are going to put out there. Even people who don't really have any interest in this, trolls will put something out there like that to scare you. And it should be scary based on what happened to the CEO for the healthcare company. This thing is real. That happened right in Manhattan, man. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know why Andrew decided to get on this ledge in the first place. Like, I don't know. It's like you want comedians to have free speech, but at the same time, like, do you want free speech away from consequences of any kind?
Yeah, you can't play with it. No, I'm with you. 100%. That's why I don't feel no remorse.
I feel no remorse. Like,
and Charlemagne's getting some backlash from this too, because that was part of the line that Kendrick sent at him. Is like, why are all these black men sitting up here while Andrew Schulz, and a white man is making these jokes about black women, black issues, hip hop. He actually said some things about, oh, well, you don't like abusive black women, but you work with men that abuse black women in hip hop. And then starts naming off names. I don't even want to repeat them here, but you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's funny how the rules apply for thee, but not for me. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't live in your bubble from on the hill and throw rocks off the hill and expect no response. You know, it's going to be a response and it's going to be strong. And I don't know why he went at Kendrick in the first place. Kendrick ain't really somebody you should be playing with. You know what I'm saying? Like, just based on affiliation.
Yo, you talked about someone's child, bro. You should have
learned from Pusha T. Right. He did the same thing to Pusha T. You want to mention people's feet? Feel no remorse.
I feel no remorse. Like, yo, you talked about someone's child, bro. You should have
learned from Pusha T.
And he's talking about Drake was talking about Kendrick's children, which that comes into question too. Obviously, Drake said those things and felt like he could live with the consequences, even though I don't think he should have done that either. I think that's when Drake started mentioning Kendrick's wife and the children, that's when things turned up. That's when things went to a whole nother level. And that's the funny thing. Like, when a rapper is beefing with comedians, put in the comments if you know any other time where this happens. I think Andrew probably saw that proposition and he couldn't resist actually putting his word out there.
Right. He did the same thing to Pusha T. You want to mention people's fiance, and Kendrick took his belt off and whipped your ass the way he gonna whip Schultz's ass. If he did that to a half a white man, imagine what he would do to a full one. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Say whatever you want about me.
That's the thing. They don't understand the nature of the game. Drake knows he got his ass whooped. That's why he's in court now trying to sue somebody. Because that's how far the rap battle went. It's like when Freeway was trying to battle Cassidy in the studio and they were battling a cappella and Free like, yo, let me get a beat. At that point, the battle had been lost. You know, that was the calling out for help, you know. But Schulz, man, the backlash has been intense. The fans are lashing out, issuing threats against Andrew's family, specifically targeting his young daughter who's just eight months old. I mean, you should never want that. You should never want to bring that attention to your family. You should never want to bring that heat to your family. This alarming situation highlights the often volatile intersection of comedy, celebrity culture, and fan loyalty. There are hives out here. The Beehive. Did you ever see that show that Donald Glover did on Amazon? Yeah. It gets crazy out here. And that was just a fictional retelling. Just imagine what these fans are doing in real life. Anyway, as the story unfolds, it raises larger questions about the implications of humor and the responsibilities that come with public statements made by comedians. How far is too far when it comes to jokes, especially those that touch on sensitive subjects, especially with jokes that are essentially a threat of physical harm, you know, technically, because anybody that listened to what Andrew Schulz said to Kendrick would be offended. A grown man, especially. I know you think you're bigger than him, and Andrew's got boxing experience, so I guess he thinks it would be a boxing match, but come on now. You're not going to get that close to Kendrick, most likely, for it to be a boxing match. And Kendrick, he literally said on the song, he said, you run 3 fades back to back. He was saying that when he was dissing Drake. Kendrick saying he's been through something, you know what I mean? So, but there were some other comedians that weighed in on this. One in particular was D.L. Hughley. Everybody thinks it's beating up on comedians, but, you know, like, there are comedians that know the rules. There are comedians that know which lines to cross, which lines to, and that comes with being a skilled comedian. Maybe that is a commentary on how Andrews touches off as a comedian. Provocative is provocative for provocative sake, but if you're not careful with how you say things, if you're not clever with how you say things, and you're just saying things on the nose, like, is that really comedy? Do you get the cover that a comedian gets? Well, D.L. Hughley says, F out of here. This is the part where privilege enters the chat. Typical YT privilege response. You don't get to be the aggressor and the victim. Be careful what you ask for. You just might get it. Team DL shows the clip that we showed on the Brilliant Idiots. But Andrew's experience serves as a stark reminder of the potential consequences that can follow thoughtless remarks. Andrew, if there's anything that I can tell Andrew, and I've met Andrew before, randomly in Times Square, it wasn't that type of energy, you know what I mean? He was shocked that somebody actually knew who he was back then. And, I just spoke to him real quick, but, no smoke. But you be out in these streets, man. That's what I'm saying. Like people that are celebrities move differently. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Hopefully at this point he's a little more cautious. But some comedians feel like they got to push the envelope because everything's been done already. You don't have to be the most controversial comedian to get sales. I know Andrew's doing a comedy special right now, and he might want to get some attention, garner some attention. They say all press is good press, so why not attach yourself into this Kendrick and Drake beef, this battle some kind of way? So maybe you didn't think it all the way through. You gotta really think your moves 10 steps ahead, because there's no reason your daughter should be getting any types of threats on this internet. As I said, I do not condone that in any way. And if I can reach anybody out there that's in the Kendrick hive, I would ask you to stop doing that entirely. Anyway, let me know what you think about it in the comments. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification for all uploads. If you want to watch more, please watch one of these videos down below. Make sure you sign up for the newsletter. That way you can stay up to date on all things Faucette Media. This is Faucette Media.